Hey guys, I've been on my carnivore journey for over a year now, and I'm about to speak very freely. It might come out as blunt from my heart right now. We have got to stop tearing each other down, people. We have got to stop policing everybody. We've got to stop telling everybody, I know the right way and you know the wrong way, and just listen to me. We need to stop doing that to each other in this carnivore community. I made a video yesterday and I described how I had a cheat meal. And to me, that cheat meal was 10,000 times better than I did last year. Because last year, okay, so backstory. Last year when I went off plan, it would be awful for like a week long and sometimes 2 weeks. At the end of the year, I went off plan for 2 months. So it was crazy. This year, I've been working on doing so much better with that. And I've had 2 off-plan meals since I started back with bbbe. The first off-plan meal that I had was in January. And when I had that meal, I ate terrible for that one meal. It wasn't the whole day. I ate terrible for that one meal. And I ate a bunch of junk food. It was fried chicken and mac and cheese, all this stuff. Well, I get back on plan. I'm doing great for another month. Okay, so we're in mid-February right now. I just hit my 1 year mark having a carnivore channel, and I was thanking everybody because I had close to 8,000 subscribers. I'm like 100 and something away from that. And so I was very excited and celebrating, and I made a video and I was talking about how I decided to have an off-plan meal, but this time I was going to do better, and it would be just that one day or the one meal. And while I was eating it, I would have pepperonis with like cheese, and it had some pizza sauce. I didn't eat none of the crust off of a pizza, and I had some bunless hot dogs. So I didn't eat any bread. I didn't eat any desserts, anything like that. I didn't drink any soda, nothing like that. But people were still attacking me. Not everyone meant it as an attack, because I know that some of y'all actually love me and care about me and all that stuff. But some people were attacking me for having that one meal. Honestly, I get what Dr. Berry talks about when he talks about the carnivore police, because it's not right to tear each other down because you see things differently. I've had people to tell me that I'm not carnivore because I have black pepper. I've had people to tell me I'm not carnivore because recently I've had some mustard on my hamburger meat. But the thing is, guys, I'm not doing this to make any certain person happy. I'm doing this for my health and my future and my family. And I'm excited to be doing it for us. But I have to find my own path. I can't do this by your path. And I can't expect you to do it my way. Some of you guys are keto. Some of you guys are ketovore. Some of you guys are carnivore. But I want to clarify. Dr. Berry always talks about how it's part of the proper human diet. There's like a spectrum. It could be keto, ketovore, carnivore. So if I have some cheese, which I don't plan on having cheese all the time. I had cheese once in 2 months. I had cheese that one day yesterday, and I haven't had any cheese today. Today for lunch, I ate 2 small ribeyes. And so me having that meal, don't just attack everybody and be like, hey, you're not carnivore, I'm taking your carnivore card or something like that. Really? When I started this channel, I always talked about how the carnivore community is amazing. It's loving, it's supportive. Guys, I want to keep it that way. We don't need to be so dogmatic and tearing each other down. Oh my gosh, this person had a pepperoni, or oh my gosh, this person ate one thing that wasn't on their bbbe, or they're on line diet, but they had some seafood, this, that, and the other. Like, there's too many extremes that people are getting into, and there's a whole big debate. I was talking to someone in my emails today. There's a whole big debate going on about if plants are actually trying to kill you or if they're just trying to survive. Because, you know, Dr. Chafee talks about how plants are trying to kill you. And I get where he's coming from. I love Dr. Chafee. He's way smarter than I am. But I also love Dr. Berry, and he says that plants aren't trying to kill you, they're just trying to survive. And honestly, over the years, we may have adapted a little bit, and we're trying to survive as well, just like plants and things like that. So just because somebody has a mushroom, or just because somebody has a piece of avocado, I'm not going to tell them that they're not in the proper human diet anymore and that they're not a good person, or tear them down and tell them they should just quit and not do this anymore. They should rename their channel. These are comments that I've heard. People say, rename your channel because you had black pepper. Rename your channel because you had a cheat meal. What should I do if I have a cheat meal? Lie to y'all? I'm not going to lie to y'all. I keep it real. I turn my camera on and I film the truth on this channel. That's what I'm going to be doing, is filming my real story, my real struggles. I know that it's never a good thing to announce publicly your frustrations or whatever, but I want you guys to know where I stand. And I want you guys to know that I see the 99% of y'all that are super supportive and all that. And I also see the people that are just trying to tear me down. But then there's also a group of people that they genuinely care and they want to do good, but sometimes they just take things a little too far. And guys, I just want us all to sit back and think, hey, we're supposed to love each other. We're supposed to encourage each other. It's almost like we've created two camps in the carnivore community. Of one camp is, hey, never ever have a cheat meal, never have an off-plan anything, regardless if you want to call it cheat meal or not, off-plan, some type of planned meal, whatever you want to call it, something different against your routine. Even Dr. Kiltz calls it a treat meal, or calls it a treat, whatever you want to call it. But we've created this, there's a community of never have anything off plan, and then there's a community of I do every now and then. Now, I get it that if you're saying that you should have like cheats or off plan stuff all the time, then yes, it's obvious that that's wrong. But here's the thing. I refuse to be a part of this whole, it's got to be one way or the other for everybody. Because here's the thing. We're all different. Some of us do better by never having anything off plan at all. Others do better by, they allow themselves that little bitty treat once a month or something. And I'll give you a prime example. Okay, one of my best friends in the carnivore community, Sean White, the intentional carnivore. He is amazing. I love that dude like a brother. Great friend of mine. Love doing live streams with him. He told me he's lost about 300 pounds on his carnivore journey. Okay, every month he allowed himself one off-plan meal. Every month. He would normally have Mexican food, and he wouldn't go crazy. He wasn't getting tons of desserts and all this other stuff, but he would have some things with some carbs in it. Now, there's a camp of carnivores that would say, well, that's not carnivore, and that's bad, and that doesn't work out. Well, hey, he lost 300 pounds in probably a year and a half, something like that. So it worked pretty good for him. But then there's other people that never go off plan, and they have tremendous success. And I'm happy for them. Anytime I get a comment and somebody says, I never go off plan, I say, awesome, that's amazing. Find what works for you. You've ever heard people say, find what makes this sustainable? Find what makes it sustainable for you. If I need to have an off-plan meal once a month or once every 2 or 3 months, but I keep going and I keep getting healthier, I win at the end of the day. We've all heard Dr. Berry talk about whenever they were in nature and stuff, you know, every now and then they find that honey and they would gorge themselves with honey, but they didn't have access to that all the time. So I guess you could look at that meal that I had yesterday with the pepperonis and the sausage and the bacon and the cheese and the marinara sauce, but I didn't have the bread. You could look at that like, hey, I had something that I wasn't supposed to, but that doesn't mean that I'm giving up. But what you guys need to understand is when you have a YouTube channel, and I have to understand it too, that people are going to attack me. They do it all the time. I'm getting better at being okay with it, but I want you guys to know that think about what you say, because there was a part of me whenever I started getting hateful comments yesterday that wanted to be like, you know what, screw it. If these people don't think I'm doing the best that I can, if these people don't think that I'm giving this my all, then why don't I just go eat junk food and go eat cake and go eat ice cream and stuff? Because in my past, that's what I always done whenever I was upset or, you know, depressed about something or anything like that, was I would go eat junk food as much as I could. I would go get me some donuts and go get me some ice cream, and I felt better in that moment. And there was a part of me that wanted to do that yesterday and even today. But, you know, something rose up in me and said, no, you know what you need to do? You had your moment, get back on track. There may be another moment in the future, but look at how far you've come. Look at how far I've come. If you watched my journey last year, I messed up multiple times, but I kept getting back up. And now my slip ups are becoming fewer and fewer and fewer. And I'd imagine that one day I might not hardly slip up at all, but I can't give up in the process. And the last thing I need is people beating me down and trying to be like, hey, you're done, you just need to quit. That's not motivational. That doesn't encourage people. So I'm done ranting. Y'all might see this video if I go ahead and edit it and put it on YouTube, but I mean, I just needed to be for real. Like, we need to stop policing everybody. We need to stop trying to tell people that we know all the answers, because that's the human nature, is I know, I got this figured out. I know how to do this. That's not necessarily the case. We're all learning together. Even the doctors, every one of the doctors has a different opinion. Dr. Berry has a different opinion. Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Chafee, Dr. Baker, they all have a different opinion. So why can't we? But sometimes we get in the comment section and we think, you know what, my opinion is better than everybody else's. But what you should be saying is, let's find out how we can do this and how we can be sustainable with it to live this for the rest of our lives. And if I go off plan once a month for the rest of my life for one meal, I'll be fine. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Maybe it'll get easier to not have that one meal. But, you know, I was fighting the urge. When I had that one meal, because I wanted to celebrate and I wanted to go get cookies from Cookie Crumble, and I wanted to go get sushi because I've always loved sushi. But instead I was like, you know what, I'd seen what Laura Spath done a while back with the hot dog with the pizza, and I was like, at least if I did that, it would be keto. It wouldn't be carnivore because of the marinara sauce, but it would at least be keto. And I know y'all have all heard Dr. Berry say, hey, if you're on carnivore and you want to cheat with keto. If you're on keto, cheat with low carb. If you're on bbbe, cheat with carnivore. He'll say different stuff like that. And it's true. I've come so far. I'm just blessed that whenever I did cheat, it wasn't way off the rails and it wasn't for a full week. It was that one day, that one meal, and I'm moving forward and I'm moving past it. And look, I love you guys. This video might not make any sense, but I'm speaking from my heart. I promise I'm speaking my truth from my heart. Stop tearing people down. I love you guys. God bless. And I was gonna cook a tomahawk ribeye for y'all as well, but I mean, after all the comments yesterday, I'm just not in the mood to cook that ribeye right now, so I'll have to cook that video for y'all in the next couple days or in the next week or two and celebrate with y'all the right way. But I bought that tomahawk ribeye at Sam's Club and I want to cook it, but I have not been in the mood because this was on my heart, and right now this video was more important to me.